Hi everyone. This video tutorial will help you understand the concepts of exceptions and you learn how to handle them. Now to start with, what exactly is an exception? An exception is an unexpected error that occurs while a program is running, which causes the program to halt abruptly. Let's take an example. During the last video tutorial, we created a fuel economy project. I have opened the same project here. Now let us go ahead and run the application. Now this text box here expects that the user would enter a numeric value. Now in case the user enters a non-numeric value, the parse method will fail to convert it into a numeric data type and the application will then stop running. The Visual Studio goes into a break mode. So let's go ahead and see how it works. We enter a non-numeric value here, click on calculate MPG, and there you see you have an exception which has not been handled, and it takes the Visual Studio into a break mode. And when you click on the break, it takes you to the line of the code where the exception was thrown. Now the reason being the text was a string value which was failed to be passed to a double type, and hence the exception was thrown. Now let's go ahead and stop the debugging mode. Now how to rectify this problem? So we have something called the try catch statement in C#, which is the exception handler, which is used to handle such kind of scenarios. So we start off with creating a try block. Make sure you open and close the bracket and then type everything else inside it, and which is followed by a catch block. A catch block will always follow a try block, so you have to be sure of that. So exception E, and let's move the earlier part of code inside the try block. Now let me rename that to exp. Inside the catch block, we will be displaying the exceptions default error message, so that when the user is executing and there's an exception, it prompts the exception error message on the screen. So we'll be using a message box for that. So message box.show, open and close the brackets, exp.message, which will prompt the error message on the screen for the user. When a try catch statement executes, the statements in the try block are executed in the order that they appear. If a statement in the try block throws an exception, for example, if there was an exception here, the program immediately jumps to the catch clause and executes the statements in the catch block, so it will then show and prompt the error message. If all the statements in the try block execute without any exception, the catch block is completely skipped. Let us execute the program now. Now, in case the user enters an invalid input in the miles text box or in the gallons text box, uh, the event handler will execute, an exception will be thrown, which will be taken care of in the catch statement. Now the exception is being thrown because the double dot parse method is not able to convert the controls text properly to a double. Now let's enter ABC here, calculate MPG, and we have input string was not in a correct format. So let's enter in a correct format, say equal 500 miles. We enter the gallons used to be QWER. We click again, we get the same error message again because it's expecting a numeric value. Now in case we enter what was being expected by the code and we click on MPG, it never goes into the catch block and generates the desired result. Now you can even have your own error message instead of the default message which was being shown earlier. So you go back. Now there's nothing special about this exp variable. Uh, this is just a name. It's a variable that stores the value of the exception and then eventually used to display the message. So now if we get rid of this part and you have your own error message, say invalid data entered, please check the value, and we run again. So now enter the number of miles driven. We enter, wait, click on calculate. It says invalid data enter, please check the value. Okay. So in this video tutorial, you've learned what what you mean by exceptions and how to handle them using the try catch block. Thank you for watching it.